Okay, today we're going to talk about travellers. Yes, you're a traveller and I'm a traveller, but we're going to particularly talk about idiot travellers. And I have been an idiot traveller. I probably still am. So hang in there. We'll talk about idiot travellers. Let's kick off when you arrive at the airport. I don't know about you, but when I walk in and I see those bloody machines where you have to tap and in, computers don't always work right, okay? So when I'm standing there and it's not working right, I'm blaming myself. I'm going, you bloody idiot, you can't do this. And then when you eventually get it done and you print out your baggage receipt, you know how they say pull the sticker off? I don't know how anybody else does it. I always end up in the biggest strife. Things are stuck anywhere. It's stuck to my hand. It's stuck to my passport. It's an absolute mess. I really don't know how anyone else does it. Maybe I need to travel more. I don't know. But there we start. The idiot at the check-in. Now, when I get to the check-in, you know, when you're an old lady, you wheel your bag in. You know, you've got those lovely 4 wheels and you around the airport. But when you get to the checkout, there's a lovely young girl behind, passport, please. And then she says, please put your bag up on the belt. Well, I'm 71 years of age. I've got a 23, well, actually 25, I always go over, a 25 kilo bag. How the hell do you think I'm going to get that up there? That's one thing that they haven't done at the airport. They haven't thought about people like me. 25. I mean, how am I supposed to get that 25 kilo bag up onto that little runner so that she can weigh it? I mean, seriously, look at me. They don't have anyone there, and they even make the other passengers stand back at the queue, so there can't even be a lovely gentleman there to say, hang on, let me help you. I don't know how we manage it, but I just sort of put my knee behind it and kick it on like that. It often falls over. But that's something, that's another, well, that's not an idiot traveller, that's an idiot airline. So you get your boarding pass. I sometimes have it on my phone. I very, very technologically advanced, and I get to the lady who's scanning, and then it flips off the phone. Yeah, and then trying to find it again. So I prefer the paper ones, but then that little pesky paper one always disappears in my bag somehow. I don't know where it ends up. I fold it very nicely and I say, there you are. That's where you're going to sit, and I'm going to pull you out when I get up to the counter. Nah, it's always gone. And even when I'm way back in the line, and I still don't get it out there. I wait until I get right up the front. And you know what? When someone's doing that up ahead of me, geez, I get the shits. Lady, can't you get your act together? You think you would have pulled it out at the end of the queue. That's me talking to them. Now, when they say, madam, you go up the back stairs, I don't know why I feel like I'm lesser class. It's all the same bloody cabin. But for some reason, going in the arse of the plane feels a little less important than going in up the front stairs. Work that one out. Hang in to the end of this video. I'm going to share something pretty amazing with you. It's when I broke the law and I came back into Australia. And it's a pretty crazy story. And I don't really think I'm the idiot, even though my children say, Mom, what the hell did you do that for? Anyway, hang around. You'll find out. So anyway, we're getting onto the plane. You know, you're standing. I don't know why we feel like we have to get to that seat extra fast. The plane's not going to take off any earlier because we get to our seat, you know, in a hurry. You know, I bought one of those little Bluetooth attachment things that you put in that'll go to your headphones. It attaches into the back of the chair or something. Seats on plane. And I go, so I'm trying to put it in. You know, I spent this bloody god-awful amount of money for this bloody thing, and it's not working. The amount of pillows that I travel with. Now, we've got one, and these have all been researched very, very carefully and tried and tested. And if you want to know about any of them, just ask and I'll let you know. One for the back. I've got a bad back. I mean, who hasn't these days? So this, you know, they build the airline seats that go like this. So when you're sitting, your whole back curves like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, somebody should have done some ergonomic design. I don't know why I'm rubbing my back. Somebody should have done some ergonomic design to help us. Those of us who have bad backs, which I think is about 80% of the population. And then I have another pillow, you know, the one, that one that goes around your neck, and it's like a neck brace that you've broken your neck. But I have to have all these things, and then I've got to have the right blanket. And then, would you believe, I have another little pillow that's put my feet on. If you ever try this, you will not believe the difference it makes in your travel. A pillow under your feet. Yes. So now we're all set up. I've got my headphones with the cord. I've got my back pillow. I've got my neck pillow. I've got my blanket. And then the person next to me says, can I go to the toilet, please? So this is an art form in itself. Trying to get out of that seat, strangling myself with the headphones, falling into the aisle because I tripped over the pillow under my feet. And please go. So this happens probably about 6 times on the flight. I've tried to work out a sequence of events of what to do. Headphones off, but then they end up in my lap and I'm on the floor under the seat, and then I'm crawling around on my hands and knees trying to get the headset back onto my ears and back in the seat. But that's nobody's fault. That's me. That's the idiot. And you know what? I have never, ever seen anyone else do this sort of stuff on the plane. They get in, they sit down, they open their book, or they put their Bluetooth in thing and off they go. So we're on the plane. Plane takes off. Love it when the plane takes off. I'm not a really good flyer, but when that plane takes off and it keeps going up, not down, I'm very excited. And it's pretty awesome to hear the roar and the strength of the power of those engines as they take us up into the ether. Anyway, plane levels out, seatbelts go off, the sign goes off, and we're settled in. And then the trolley goes past. I'm always jealous of the people who get served first. I don't know why. Why would you be jealous of someone? It's going to come to you eventually. It is. So do you eat your dessert? A lot of people don't. I clear the tray. And I'm not a big eater. But for some reason on that plane, I feel like it's absolutely necessary that I eat every crumb, even down to the cheese and crackers at the end, which I absolutely do not feel like. So what's that all about? Do you do that? Let me know. Comments below. So this is Straight Talk. This is where we expect the unexpected. We talk about anything and everything, the funny things in life, the sad things in life, the serious things in life, how to deal with difficult people. And yeah, let's have some fun with it. So you've eaten. Now it's time to snuggle down. Pillow around the head, blanket on the knees. Headphones, the noise-cancelling headphones, of course they have to be on because you don't want to hear babies crying and gentlemen asking for wine. Now, if someone can tell me the etiquette of sleeping on planes when you're on your own, you know, when your head just, you wake up and you find yourself, you know, nearly at the neck of the gentleman next to you. Now, he might be a lovely man and let you snore away on his shoulder, or he might give you a flick. And I know what I'd be doing. I'd be flicking me. But, you know, he might be a nice guy. I've spoken to people who travel a lot, and they say, yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, I don't like that. Whose head have you got on your shoulder? You don't know who this man is. Could be a serial killer. Although he hasn't got much opportunity to do anything on the plane, as long as you steer clear of him when you get off. That's a good thing. Although I've heard of people who actually meet people on the plane and end up getting married. How's that? And yet I don't want to talk to anyone on the plane. So that wouldn't have happened to me at any point in time. I don't know how people get the courage to say, hello, how are you, where are you going, when they're sitting next to them, because God Almighty, that could start up something that you can't shut down. I'm not interested in talking to people. I want to get to my destination. I want to watch a bloody whole row of, you know, series of TV series, not Friends. And then we land. But before that, when they start the descent, I don't know why I feel like we're going to be landing 5 minutes later. I've been travelling the world a lot, and every time I think, oh, here we go, we're landing. No, we're not. We're going down very slowly. The landing comes later. And then you get this itch when you land. Let's get off this plane, and the seatbelt signs go off. I'm one of those idiot travellers that jump out of my seat. Here we go. And then I get pissed off that the doors aren't opening fast enough. And then we go inside and wait for our bags, and then I get pissed off that the bags are taking too long. But one thing that carousel, I don't know if you found this. I don't know if you found this, but geez, going up really close to the carousel does absolutely nothing to help anybody get their bags other than that person standing up very close to the carousel. Now, if it was me running this show, I would be putting a yellow line, a good metre around the carousel, and asking everyone to stand back, because then you can actually see your bag. You can step over to the carousel, you can pick your bag up, and you can get out. But those that just about kneel on the carousel while they're looking for their bag, they're just bloody selfish. Now, that's one thing I don't do. Do you? Now, I'm going to pull the old lady card again. Here I am, standing there. I'm behind the yellow line, waiting for my bag, trying to see between people. I see it come along. This has actually happened to me, just on my last trip, actually. So I walk up to the carousel. I see it, my 22, 25 kilo bag, grab it, and I'm trying to pull, and I'm chasing it along the carousel because I haven't got the strength to lift the bloody thing off. People stand, big, burly, bloody guy beside me, 6 feet, watched me being dragged along on the carousel and did absolutely nothing. And then a lady got in the way. So I was fuming at this stage, and I thought, all I have to do, I just want to get this bloody bag off the carousel. So I grabbed it and I ripped it off the carousel and I whipped it around. I didn't need to hit her, but it did. It nearly knocked her off her feet. And she's looking at me. But no, she could have helped too. She was a young, burly woman. She could have helped an old lady getting dragged along on the carousel to help her get a bag off. I said, I don't know what's happened to the world today. Let's don't go minute by minute trying to get out of the airport. We all know what that's about, what that's like. It's tedious and it's painful. And then you get to your accommodation and you have to wait at the reception, and all you want to do is bloody put your head down on a pillow. I don't know why. You've had a pillow wrapped around your neck for the last 24 hours. But no, it seems like something that we really, really want to do. And then you have the queue jumpers. Now, this is something that sticks in my craw. And you know what? Culturally, there are different cultures that think that that's okay. And I don't know how they exist in their world when they're just shoving in front of each other every part of their day. So, yeah. And then we that have been raised differently in a different culture, I'm not bagging cultures here, but we dip out because we're not the pushy one. We don't push to the front. So all of those pushers get in ahead of you. And really, again, I don't know why it's a problem to, be getting in ahead. We're all going to get on the same plane. Let's go back to the plane. Crying babies. Can I give you some advice? Can I give you a tip? Noise cancelling headphones. You don't have to have music on when you're sleeping. All you have to do is press that little button and it all goes. You're hearing this shh, and then it goes. I couldn't. Bloody rigmarole that I have when I have to travel. But anyway, that is a tip. Now let's get into this little story where I broke the law coming back into Australia. You know how strict our quarantine is here. Oh, my Lord, they go. I go to Africa, run a charity, and we go over there and do some work in the slums over there. So here I am, staying with a good friend of mine over there, a good African friend and his family. And I sleep in this little room. Anyway, I saw this mouse running around one day and he was going flat. You know how they can go flat, squeeze themselves into this state of flatness. Anyway, the day I'm leaving, I'm packing on my bag and I go out and have breakfast with the family. I come back in, I brush my teeth, close my bag, and off I go. I stay in Dubai overnight because it's a bloody hell of a ride home. So I stay in the airport hotel right there in the airport, so you don't even have to get out. And here I am. I come home. God, it's good to be home, after all the neck pillowing and the bloody headphones and then this and this. Anyway, so it's good to be home. I open my suitcase in the lounge room to get all my stinky clothes out to put in the... And guess what pops out of the bag? You guessed it. African mouse. Took off across the lounge room. I said to my husband, oh my God, it's a mouse from Africa. Oh my God, I brought a mouse in from Africa. Anyway, I was freaking out. So was he. So was he. Can you imagine if I'd opened that in quarantine? And this bloody mouse, they're worried about a nut. And they examine it with microscopes and everything to see if there's any bugs on it. And here's my bloody African mouse running around in my house. I just couldn't believe it. So my mouse in my house running around. I said to my hubby, oh my God, I've broken the biggest law, quarantine law. Now, it's funny, I was going to say don't share this with anybody, but then I'm sharing it with the world. But I didn't do this on purpose. And think about this, I looked after this. I didn't look after the mouse, I killed it. Anyway, we don't know. We put the bait out and we put the peanut butter on. I don't know whether African mice like peanut butter, but it cleaned it up and it didn't. The trap hadn't gone off. So we were freaking out again. So we put some poison out thinking this might do the trick. Anyway, we didn't see him for about a week, and every night I went to bed and thought, is he out? If it's a she, is she getting impregnated? If it's a he, is he impregnating one of our mice? I don't know, because we do live in a place where there mice living up on the back of our property, so God knows what was going on. Anyway, one day hubby's vacuuming, and under the lounge he goes, oh, look what I found. We look down there and there's a dead mouse, little African mouse. Now, was it wrong for me to go, oh my goodness gracious me, I feel sorry for this little mouse? He didn't ask for any of this, and comes to Australia. He was my little travelling companion. I had him in the house, in the bedroom with me. He decided to come home with me, and what do? We poisoned him. I still don't know till this day what mischief he got up to before he died, but if you see any little flat, funny-looking mice, I don't know how you can tell they're from Africa, but they go flat under doors, and that's pretty freaky. So if you see any of those, you know it was me. And don't tell Australian quarantine. And as I said, I was telling this story to my kids and they went, oh, Mom, what have you done? Like I packed this bloody thing into my bag, and I still don't know how they survive in the hold, in the suitcase. Somebody explained that to me. I thought it was bloody freezing down there. And he went through Dubai. He went and sat in Dubai for a while, little international traveller, and then back onto the plane to Oz. So anyway, that's my little African mouse story. If you've got any funny traveller stories, please pop them down in the comments so we can all have a good giggle. Now again, this is where I ask you to subscribe to my channel. We're doing a whole series on idiots at the moment, and it's funny as I do them, I find most of them are me. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying them. A little bit of laughing, a little bit of frivolity. And yeah, I'd really like you to like the video too, and check out at the end of this video. You'll find a bunch of other idiot videos that you might find a little bit entertaining. But until then, let's talk straight.